Hi everyone, my name is Jane and I'm the Wisconsin Initiatives Manager here at the University of Wisconsin-Madison Office of Admissions and Recruitment. Freylan Hernandez and I are going to talk today about writing the 2 essays required for applying to UW-Madison. We're very excited to talk with you today because it means that you've been thinking about college and thinking about applying, thinking about writing the essays, and so we're very honored to be part of your process. All right, so there are 2 essays. I'm going to talk about the first essay. The first essay is something that you'll really want to sit and reflect and think about before you get started. There are actually 7 prompts you can look at on the Common Application if you're using that to apply, or there is 1 shared prompt on the University of Wisconsin System Electronic Application, or EAP. But before you worry too much about those prompts, I want to give you some big picture tips to think about as you get started. So first, keep in mind that this is an essay that really gives you an opportunity to tell the reader, to tell the admissions office about yourself. We use a holistic process, which means we look at the whole application you send us, everything, which means we're really looking at the writing. After all, the writing is one of the only parts of the application that's not just a list. So if you think about it, your transcript or your list of activities, that can often feel a bit impersonal. Whereas this writing and that letter of recommendation that someone will write about you, they really give us a bigger picture into your life and sometimes give us more context. So as you think about that, remember that this means you want to try to not repeat yourself. So try not to repeat things that will already be included in your list of activities or in your transcript. Instead, in this essay, you really get to show your voice as a writer. There are also some resources available to you that you could choose to utilize as you're thinking about writing and getting started. Some of these resources include the help section on the Common Application, which is called Common Application Ready. There are some videos and some interesting things there to consider. UW Help is the University of Wisconsin System website that can help as you're applying to college. There are some helpful tips there. And our UW-Madison website, UW-Madison Admissions. If you look at applying as a freshman or as a transfer student, you'll find information there and some suggestions for writing a successful essay. First and foremost, though, as you read and edit and reread your writing, think about how you can really share your voice and how you can really make sure that your voice is coming through in that writing. I think it's really important because as someone who reads many essays, I really want to hear your voice. It's what sets you apart from other people applying to college, and it's what makes me think this person is really an awesome person. I want to get to know them more. I want to sit down and talk with them. And I see a place for them on our campus. I see the passion that they bring, the values that they have, the excitement that they share when they write. I also want to encourage you to make sure that you have another person look at your writing. So you should look at your writing at least twice, but you should also find a trusted friend or family member or teacher or counselor or advisor, someone in your life that can take an extra look at your writing. And while you're doing this, try to have some fun. It doesn't have to be super painful. It doesn't have to be full of anxiety. This moment can be exciting and this moment can be fun, especially because you don't always get to write like this necessarily in your classes. There is a word limit of 650 words for each essay, but I don't want you to worry too much about that as you're getting started. And it doesn't need to be a goal to reach all of those words. In fact, we typically suggest preparing for something between 300 to 500 words so that you can really make sure you're getting your point across without being too wordy and without worrying about any of that important story getting cut out. All right. So again, there are the 7 prompts on Common Application, or the 1 prompt at the UW system. But before you look at that and worry too much about the prompts, I'd like you to do some activities that help you reflect and think about you as a person and you as a writer. So the first prompt I'd like you to do is to write for about 2 minutes. So this means you should make sure you have a pen and paper or a computer if you're typing. And I'm going to ask you to pause the video and set a timer for 2 minutes and write for 2 minutes about the things that you have in common with other people your age who are going to be applying to college. So thinking about the commonalities, one of the first things that comes to mind right now is the fact that COVID-19 has taken you out of your regular school programming, your regular going to school, your regular schedule. So probably most people have this in common with you all over the world. So put that on the list of things you have in common and write about a few other things. Whether these are shared things at your high school, within your neighborhood, or within your community, what are some things that you think other people might also be thinking about as they consider writing as they're headed into college? Great. So now you've brainstormed some things you have in common. You've guessed it. The next brainstorm I want you to do are the things that are more specific to your life and to you. The things that really make you you, and the things that are less common about your life, about your experiences. This could be honors or awards, classes you've taken, books you've read, moments you've experienced in life, things about your family, things about just your personal experiences. So start trying to make a list. Again, I'll ask you to pause and write for 2 minutes about those things that are more unique and less common to you. All right, so take a look at your lists. Now you can start getting a sense of where are your passions, where are the things you get excited about, what are the things you want to write about. If you forgot something on your list, be sure to add it. So you can take these lists and prioritize them, and then I would just suggest to start writing. So if you are going to write about something people have in common at your school, do your best to write about it in an uncommon way. And by that, I mean put your unique story in that experience that might be more common. So just start writing, get some thoughts on paper, and try to have some fun. It doesn't need to be too formal. It doesn't need to be maybe that introduction, middle, and end that you're thinking about. The purpose of this activity is really to just get started writing, get some thoughts on paper, and see where your mind and voice take you. After you've done that, make sure you reread it, your own writing, before you show it to somebody. And do make sure to have someone look it over. So we really want to encourage you to have fun. We know you can do this. You've got this. You're going to have something written that you're really proud of very soon. And if it doesn't work after that first draft, just keep going, keep thinking. And remember that activities like this can help you think and reflect and get started. So congratulations, get those essays going, and we really look forward to reading that first essay soon. Take it away, Fräulein.
Thank you for that, Jane. This one is specific to UW-Madison. The prompt is somewhat lengthy, but I can break it down for you. The first thing you can do in this campus essay is to tell us everything that excites you about UW-Madison. Here, there are many professors working on in-depth research projects, there are over 1,000 student organizations, and there are so many more opportunities to learn outside of the classroom. You might know some of the things that initially drew you to UW-Madison, but you can always do more research across our websites, like UW Guide, the Wisconsin Involvement Network, and more. With so many ways to get involved, there's probably something for you to write about. So, we'd love for you to tell us about it. Take a moment to think about your response. Pause the video if you have to, and draw up a quick list of some of your interests. Now that you have a list, you can write about them in your essay, and you can connect them to some experiences available at UW-Madison. So, for example, if you play the violin, you can talk about wanting to perform at the Hamel Music Center, or if you love soccer, you can talk about the excitement that surrounds intramural sports. These are just a few examples, but there are many ways to make this essay about you and your interests. The second part of the campus essay is about academics and major choice. Remember, in the application, you selected a first and second choice major. The second part of the campus essay is about academics and major choice. Remember, in the application, you selected a first and second choice major. This is where you have the opportunity to talk more about those in depth. Tell us how you came to choose your majors and how you may have explored some interests related to them. A good way to brainstorm some ideas is to draw a mind map. So, if you pause the video after these instructions, I can give you a little activity that might help you in writing these essays. In the center of a blank sheet of paper, write your major choice, and then write some words around it that are connected to it. So go ahead and pause the video to draw up your mind map. Now that you have this handy, you can use this when it comes time to write your essay. If you selected undecided, you can talk through your academic interests or career goals. So you can tell us about some of your favorite courses in high school, some activities that you're involved in, or something that interests you that you can see yourself doing as a job. Nothing that you write in these essays is necessarily binding. So if you talk about an engineering degree in the essay, it doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be an engineering major. We know that students can change their minds. We just want to see that you're excited about academics. And remember, as we review your application, we're looking to see that you're prepared for college level courses. When it comes to the essays, we love reading what you have to share, and we love learning about your individual perspective. In addition to that, though, we are checking to see that your writing skills are solid. So, as you begin to write your essays, here are some tips from me. Number one is write about something that interests you. Number two is double check your essay to spot any mistakes you didn't notice while writing it initially. Number three is have someone like a friend, a family member, or a teacher review your essay. Sometimes you don't notice those little mistakes that may be present in your essay, and it's always good to get a second opinion. Number four is edit your essays as needed. And finally, once you're happy with your essay, you're all good to go.
Fräulein and I wanted to provide some tips in general. So again, using the Common Application help page, they also have Common Application Ready, which has videos for you. The University of Wisconsin help page, making sure somebody edits your essay at least once, trying to have fun, trying to find your voice. So have somebody read it, someone who knows you well. Do they hear your voice? Do you hear your voice? And try not to repeat other things that you'll list in your list of activities or classes or grades or honors or awards. Try not to be too repetitive. This is a chance to give us some new information. And finally, I'd say read it again. You want to get excited. And don't worry too much about the word count, but by writing it by hand or typing it in your word processor, in your computer at first, that'll help you really get your thoughts out. So we hope you have some fun with it. and we really look forward to reading your essays. Thanks. Have a great day.